While I was already expecting July to be a good month as I was still playing a game I like, the month's new releases made sure it was extra good and have given me plenty to play and look forward to finishing in my gaming time. These new releases are very different, with one being a certain stylish JRPG sequel set in modern Shibuya, and one focused around adorable animal children caught up in war, and what I liked about playing both of these is that they were both incredibly unique, both in terms of their gameplay and worlds, and mixed with my continued time in other great experiences made for another good month of playing games. So with lots of things to talk about, let's get right into the JRPGs I played in July. I had a bit of a struggle choosing JRPG of the month this month as I really loved Scarlet Nexus and the next game I'm about to talk about, but when I looked at my footage and trophies for the latter, I realized I'd only played about half an hour of it in July, so Scarlet Nexus wins out as I finished and played the bulk of it last month, and considering I was proudly sporting a black and red phone case, headphones, mouse, and anything with that color scheme in July because it reminded me of the game, I think Scarlet Nexus is the rightful choice. I spent over 55 hours with Scarlet Nexus in July, as it's when I got into the meat of the game, discovering its bonding features, powers, and just how deep you can brain dive that showed me everything this fun game has to offer and let me fall more in love with it than I ever expected. When I first got into Scarlet Nexus, I expected it to look beautiful and have cool combat, but because of how you can use all of its different powers, it goes beyond being just cool, and I loved how much all of its battles challenged me to get good at using them while also trying to take advantage of everything on the field with psychokinesis. And even in its final areas that feature a lot of combat, it never got old thanks to the variety of skills to use and different enemies to be challenged by that had me thoroughly enjoy everything from start to finish. I was also surprised how much the characters grew in the game too, with Kasane's arc being particularly satisfying to watch, and while I didn't watch all the Bond episodes as I was so into the main story, I'm looking forward to taking more of a look at those post-game in both routes, with the fact I even did a second route being more than I intended on doing. That is a testament to how much this world and characters had me into it. I have more detailed thoughts about my time with Scarlet Nexus in my review I put up recently if you want to hear more about it, and its world and gameplay is well worth taking a look at if you think it looks interesting, and I hope to keep watching its anime this month as I like being able to see its story and characters in a new way, and as I said in my review, I hope we see more from this series that is so fun to play in. While Neo The World Ends With You is currently taking over my JRPG life, in July I was just starting with it, having just finished Scarlet Nexus and wanting to play just a tiny bit of my physical copy before bed that turned into a good half hour with it that had me so excited to get properly into it. While it was only half an hour, it got me very excited because it reminded me of why I love this series, with its chaotically fun opening, gorgeous animation that rivals the anime, and its overall atmosphere and take on Shibuya that makes Neo The World Ends With You feel like a huge update to the areas we explored in the original, all while telling its own new story. I have a feeling I'll have much more to say about it this month as I'm playing it a lot right now and would guess I'm about 2/3 of the way through it, and I'm highly enjoying this stylish and wild journey of collecting pins, using different sidekicks and fighting with groove in this new take on what was already a very special JRPG series. I was extremely pleasantly surprised to receive a code for Fuga Melodies of Steel towards the end of July, and while I don't usually try PC codes that land in my inbox because I don't have a gaming PC just yet, which by the way makes the recently announced Steam Deck look very tempting, this was a code from CyberConnect 2, the developers of the .hack GU Last Recode collection that I loved so much, so I decided to give it a little try, and I'm pleased to say that I wasn't disappointed. While I only tried the first chapter because my laptop could only handle the game on 50% graphics smoothly, my time with it showed me that it's a charming but emotional story about kids struggling through war, traversing in a tank having to fight others from the enemy to get by to achieve the goal of saving their families, with the option of using the tank's deadly soul cannon that can not only instantly win any battle, but also sacrifice one of them in the process, putting a unique new option between taking game over and trying to buff up your tank enough before the next boss again, or calling it a day and losing one of these animal friends. friends. These characters are also very cute, with some great Japanese voice actors voicing them, such as my favorite Hinekino, and its dark but hopeful premise had me curious enough to want to play it more to see how things will work out and if I can keep them all alive by the end of my playthrough, with its first chapter showing the potential heartbreak of using that canon that has me intrigued on whether or not it's possible to win without it. I hope to do a more detailed video on my first impressions of it using the PS4 version soon now that it's back on PSN after a bit of trouble at launch that I'm glad to see is all good, but for now, if you're curious about it, I think this adorable and moving story is worth a look as it looks like a fascinating and different JRPG journey. While I played a lot of new stuff in July, I also managed to circle back to Atelier Rorona DX one morning when I wanted to play something to relax before work. In that time, I continued to get into its first assignment by synthesizing, battling, and doing all the little tasks I could to fill out its little bingo card. I'd already completed its first assignment with over 70 days left to make the most of in this time-limited atelier, so I set out to do things to complete extra tasks and get some coals, such as making healing items, winning battles against punies, and healing my characters excessively to get stamps, as getting many rewards and good things to help in the next term is the name of the game in Rorona, and since I ended my playtime with 60 days to go, I'm feeling confident I'll be able to complete the card. I don't know when I'll pop into it next, but it was nice to play with for a bit, even if I might give it a miss this month over completing endgame stuff in other games I've recently played. But I still want to get a better ending in Rorona DX at some point, so I'm sure I'll be back to it eventually, and I look forward to the next relaxing time I have in this series or in any Dusk game soon. When I wasn't home last month, in my commute I spent a lot of time using my phone for JRPG related things, like watching anime and the occasional Atelier Online time. During July, I played a little of that to gather things when I had some free time during my day, although I'm currently avoiding the main story until I have the chance to finish it completely. I also tried the Aisha and Wilbel gacha, but had no luck with that unfortunately, and the event for the pendant was a bit tough for me that kind of pulled me out of playing it, but it's still on my phone for the next time I get the urge or when another good event pops up, and I look forward to the next time I play. As for JRPG anime, I watched quite a bit in July. I actually ended up finishing the World Ends With You anime between the end of last month and this month after, instead of looking up every word, listening to the episodes I felt hazy on again before listening to the next one to help me understand it in a different way. And while I can say I didn't 100% understand all the Japanese in it, it was enough to refresh the game's story in my head before playing Neo The World Ends With You, and there have been characters that have popped up in my playthrough that have made me glad I watched it, so I'd say I overall enjoyed the series and I'm happy I watched it before playing the new game. I'm also still currently watching the Atelier Escha and Logy series that is a really fun and different way to re-get to know its main characters, and I also added the Scarlet Nexus anime to my roster that I think is a little lesser in terms of quality when looking at its animation style, but is nonetheless a way for me to continue my love for that game that I finished in a show that is enjoyable enough to watch. These two are shows I hope to bring into this month too, along with Blue Reflection Ray, since now that it's been announced that Hiyori from the anime will be in the game, I better watch it before the second one is out. So I'm looking forward to enjoying these shows throughout the month on my commute and when relaxing to keep enjoying discovering Japanese and the JRPGs I love in a new way. It's at this time of year where I wonder how on earth it's August already, but with plenty of great games coming up, I guess it's fine and I'm already excited to keep playing. As I'm making this, I'm getting excited to play more Neo The World Ends With You once I'm done with this video that I'm likely to finish soon as I'm binging it. After that, I'll have some free time, which I may or may not end up giving to Genshin Impact, as one of you guys mentioned the new Inazuma area in the comments, and I like the look of some of the new units, but we'll see if I end up doing that, as I'm still pretty behind in the game, and it is quite the time sink that I don't want to distract me from other games. After that, I was originally planning to take a look at the NIS Classics bundle that's coming out at the end of the month, until one of you guys pointed me in the direction of Baldo the Guardian Owls, a game by an Italian studio that I didn't know existed that's inspired by Ghibli, JRPGs, and Zelda, and looks like watching Howl's Moving Castle, so I'm pretty curious about it and will likely make that my end of month RPG instead, and always always appreciate you guys pointing out things that I might have missed. As usual, I'd love to hear what you guys plan to play this month, so feel free to let me know in the comments. And until the next video, I'm off to collect pins and run around Shibuya and play more fun JRPGs. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below what you played in July and what you plan to play this month. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!